Here I am. That's the courthouse. Those are the front doors. There's the side doors, and that I don't know if you can see the door behind, but those are courthouse doors. The big wooden ones behind the windows. They look kind of yellowish. Probably can't see them, but I just decided to go live to see how things go this morning. I'll be live later this afternoon, probably with a panel if people decide they feel like watching me or paneling with me. Right now, I'm across the street from the fire station, and guess where I'm going? I brought my noodles with me. So the pool's opening. Somebody left a can of soup, chicken and wild rice soup for the homeless. Hi, Hanner. So usually they know they can come up here. There's a little box over here. It's a blue box. I don't know if you can see it in front of the courthouse. And that makes me think maybe the jail is downstairs, like in Vegas, so that homeless people can leave food for homeless people, and like so people coming out of jail might want to grab a bite, right? You're not in jail. It's a good day. It's a good day you're not in jail today. But they have little things like that. I don't know actually where the jailhouse is. It could be in the basement of the courthouse. Cop shop's right. Everything's right here. I don't see anything that says jail on it anywhere, so it's probably in that building. The prisoners could be like literally underneath me. Windowless jails. Kind of sad. They don't have an exercise yard here. I don't know how long they can hold people here without windows or a yard. Probably, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know anything. The dumbest person on YouTube. I've been called that lately. So obviously, it doesn't pay to be smarter than everyone else because then you get called dumb. That's fine. You can call me dumb. I'm not going to help anybody anymore if that's the case because the people that need the help aren't taking it. They don't know how to. They don't know how to regulate themselves, and they run everywhere trying to make sure that everybody knows how dumb I am. But guess what? I'm not the dumbest on YouTube. That would be you. I know you're listening. You're funny. Funny people. Anyway, that's not everybody. Of course, there's a lot of smart people here. Hanner's one of them, and he's not because he's not in jail. Sometimes I want to go to jail, but I gotta go to a town that's got a nice, comfortable women's prison before I do that, right? Don't know where that would be. What, maybe Sweden? Where can I go to jail comfortably? So I've been looking around on the tubes. I'm going to be going to the pool pretty soon. Here's my little, brought my tea with me. I put it on a string, on lanyard, because I don't want to carry it with my hand. I just put it over my shoulder, like my little bag. Got a little bag from the government. These are all government rations here. They give out stuff, so we don't forget where we are because we're old. Is it starting to rain? Hello. Hi, Diamond. Diamond Art Gal. Kiersey says hi from Australia. And this is my snack. But you know what I really want, right? What I really, really want is some rib tips. So I'm going to assume, actually, I'm not going to assume, but my friends might show up here later. Because the pool doesn't open until 10 today. That's why I'm streaming right now. But anyway, I've been poking around the tubes. Feel sorry for all of you that aren't going live anymore that used to go live. Unless you're glad you have an excuse not to go live, like losing your channel. But I feel bad about it because I don't want people to lose their channels, but you know, being helpful here hasn't helped anybody. So I'm going to stop being helpful. People want to lose their channels, they will. By hook or by crook. Remember that saying? Hi. I can't read your name, but I say hi to you. K7H1W. Oh, you're from Japan? Cool. I've been to Japan. I've been a lot of places. I took a boat from San Francisco to Hawaii, to Taipei, Taiwan, to Japan, Yokohama. And we got off the boat, well, we got off the boat in all of these places, but we got off the boat in Japan and we could see Mount Fuji from Yokohama. It was a beautiful view. And then we got on the bullet train and bulleted our way to Tokyo from Yokohama. And guess what? I know, it's a very long trip. We weren't done yet. We were still going to Hong Kong after Japan. We moved to Hong Kong for 3 years. So we got on the bullet train and they squished us all in there. I think I was like 11 years old. They had all these little guys up there in their little uniforms, the train pushers. And they would just jam everybody into the train. And we were like, oh, it's funny. The parents were a little bit nervous about that part because there was 5 of us. But we managed to stay together. And I think the very first stop we came to, a lot of those people got off the train so we could sit down. But the first stop, everybody got on that dang train. So yeah, we had Christmas twice that year. We had Christmas in Hawaii, and then we had, on the way to Taiwan, we had Christmas again after we sailed. Sailed the 7 seas. It was one of my favorite trips of my lifetime, was that trip. But when we sailed to Europe, from Montreal to Holland, Ostend, we actually saw, my brother and I, my brother and I would play out on the deck because we were young then. We were like 6 and 7. We'd put our windbreakers on. It would be like raining. And sure, Jason, so boring. Why don't you go bore yourself at your own channel? Or you just like got sleep apnea today. Anyway, so we would go play on the decks when everybody else was inside. It would just be me and my brother, and we'd like open up our windbreakers, and it would be so windy that we would slide along the deck like little sailboats, because kids do crazy stuff like that. So we're like sliding in our, like, I think I had Mary Jane's on, my little Mary Jane's. And so here we are. Me and my brother were up there for like half an hour. And then eventually, like, the captain sends some crew members to watch us. Because, my parents are alcoholics. And alcoholics find a way to get other people to take their responsibilities for them when they're parenting. So yeah, my parents literally got the captain's crew to babysit while we were on this stupid boat crossing the Atlantic Ocean. And they were like pointing out this flying fish. It was so cool. It was really cool. It was a really good experience for me as a child. Yeah, because my parents were not busy doing anything but drinking. You know how that goes, right? Anyway, how is everybody this morning? Are you all good? Oh, and for the new people, I'm going to try and do panel later. So come with your panel shoes on. Let me look and see who I've been looking at. I've been looking at, where are we? I'm going to open my YouTube on my iPad. I'd love to have you on panel. Do you speak English, or do you just type to text or whatever, text to type? Because you're welcome to come up on the panel if you want to talk about your experiences. If you speak English, I mean, you can come and speak Japanese, and that's fine too. But I don't think we'll have much of an audience for you unless you speak English. Jason, do you speak English? Because I don't understand what you're trying to buy. What are you trying to buy? Why can't I? Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Panel shoes. Yeah. If you go look on my website, Jason, you'll see them. And if you give them a code, you can get a 50% discount. So you know what 50% of zero is? Zero. So my panel shoes are very inexpensive. Not like JB, who's like paying out through the nose to get a co-host. So of course he has to charge somewhere. He has to get that money from somewhere. So he's going to be charging people to watch. It's fine. You can joke, Jason. I enjoy that. I just didn't know what you were talking about. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, so a couple days ago, somebody on YouTube was calling me dumb. Well, they were trying to argue with me on my last stream. And after that, I lost maybe 10 or 11 subs. But guess what? That same person went over to Vigilam's channel and embarrassed herself, said embarrassing, untrue things that everybody knew were untrue. And we all laughed. And look, they've all come back. Maybe not all 11, but didn't want those other two anyway. So I'm now at $4.98 again. Was that $4.99? But now, I'm the cheap seats. Yeah, you can afford them. Most people can afford my panel shoes. And you don't even have to cam up on my show. And that's what people have been expecting, people to cam up. Okay. So nice to meet you. Hey, type your name, how you say your name, so I can say your name to you. Type your name. in the chat, the way you say it. Oh, Lulu. Okay, see you later, Lulu. I'll remember you with your little blue icon. Yeah, my iPad froze up, and I have like about, I don't know how many percent of, bye-bye, how many percentage of power I have left on this phone. I started the stream at 33%, so I don't know how long this stream will last. And then my iPad froze up, so I was going to try and transfer over. Don't know if I can, because I'm just trying to unfreeze it now. Yeah, so when people go out and call you dumb, do things like that, and say horrible things about you, and then they go to another panel and say horrible things about you, and then they go to another panel and they tell obvious lies that everybody knows, that everyone's seen, because we were all there when it happened. They lose their credibility. But they didn't, to me, they didn't have any in the first place, so I wasn't too worried about it. It's whatever. Whatever it is. But you can go listen to the valueless lies on Vigilance channel. He's there to, showcase, just as I am, showcase the drama. We might as well showcase drama. If it's not going away, we might as well showcase it. We don't have to be the drama, but we can. It doesn't hurt to be the drama a little bit sometimes, but it's better to showcase it. It's sort of more exciting that way. Anyway, here I am trying to unfreeze my iPad. Imagine that. I don't even know what time it is. Let's see, what time is it? 9:43. Okay, so the pool's supposed to open in like 15 minutes, but because it looks like it's raining, they might not open right away. Just saying. They might not open at all, so I might not even go to the pool. I might continue on in my journey and take the free bus somewhere else, because I can. I didn't bring my umbrella, though. I did wear a sweatshirt, though. Just in case. Okay, so what else has been going on the tubes? Oh, yeah. Perplexed. She was like talking about somebody called Truth. I don't know who that is, because there's like a lot of titles with the name Truth. So when people do that, they use one word, and it could be more than one person. These are all criminal channels, like crime channels. So I don't have them on my list of play things. And since Life Perplexed, although she says she's a crime channel, is not a crime channel. I still have her on my list of people to watch. Oh yeah, this is a reminder. They just stuck up a question and answer thing and said if trees could talk, what would they say? Or what language would they speak? But here's what I thought about. You know, a lot of the controversy around me is that I will call out somebody who said something that can harm themselves, that they could be arrested for. For instance, I will call them out and let them know that they shouldn't be talking about it on YouTube, because that just gives evidence if anyone, you know, were to discover them. Especially when they're defrauding the government, you know, things like that. It's not a good thing to do. I don't want them to be in trouble, but drawing attention to it, you may get yourself in trouble. And that's why I'm not going to say your name associated with that thing, except for as a joke. So, the government's not going to look at my channel and go, oh, she called her that, so she must be that. No, they're not. That's not going to happen. But just be careful about the things that you choose to say. And there's this like riddle, and I didn't fully understand until yesterday. I was thinking about it. And, you know, when people have done something illegal and then they've rectified it so they can do the same thing they were doing before, but legally, it doesn't mean that they haven't been illegal for 20 years before that. Could still be a problem, because in order to get whatever you got, you might have had to falsify information or change a scenario. I'm not saying you're going to get in trouble for it. I'm just saying you should be careful what you talk about when you're talking about your personal criminal activities. To say, I don't want to laugh about it because it's not a laughing matter, but it's funny to me that you still bringing up my name and saying that I did something to you, which is hilarious. Okay, so just trying to help. And the saying is, like, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it still make a sound? And I fully understood that the other day when I watched all you guys dance, because you became some serious dancing machines. I'm just saying, that was interesting to me. Maybe not to anyone else, but I don't really care. Anyway, if you guys don't want smoke, you know, don't start none, won't be none. Bye-bye.